We are working on GMetrix Excel Expert Skills Review 1. Task 1 wants us to go ahead and map this table here. So put your cursor in this table. And what you want to do is on the Developer tab. If you do not have the Developer tab, you just need to right click here in these tabs, click Customize Ribbon, and check the Developer box and click OK to see this. But with our cursor in this table, we want to go to the Developer tab here at the top and click Map Properties. This is going to allow us to change the things like the name. So we'll go ahead and type that in. And adjust column width. And then select overwrite existing data when refreshing or importing data. And we're going to go ahead and click OK here. After we've done that, we now need to go ahead and export this file. We're still in the Developer tab, and we want to be in the XML group. What we want to do is just click Export here, and then map to our GMetrix template folder. And then we'll type the name below. Click Export. Task 2 wants us to create a custom document property. So we'll go to the File tab here at the top. And in the Info section, what we want to do is click this Properties drop-down and click Advanced Properties. And then from here, what we want to do is go ahead and click Custom. We'll go ahead and type the name completed. And then in the type, what we want to do is select yes or no, and our default value is going to be no. We'll go ahead and click OK, and then click OK. Click Add, and then click OK. We'll leave the Backstage view. Task 3 wants us to go ahead and protect this worksheet by locking the cells. So what we want to do is click this space between A and 1 so that it selects all the cells in this document. And then what we want to do is we want to be in the Home tab here, and we're in the Font Group dialog box, Protection. And what we want to do is check this box that says Locked. We'll click OK. Now what we want to do is scroll down and select the range E66 to G4. We're going to do the same thing. Home, Font Group dialog box, Protection, and we're actually just going to uncheck Locked here. We'll click OK. Now in the Review tab we're going to go, and in the Changes group we're going to select Allow Users to Edit Ranges. And then we're going to click Protect Sheet. Then what we want to do is uncheck Selected Lock Cells and click OK. Task 4 wants us to encrypt this workbook. So what we want to do is click File here at the top, Protect Workbook, Encrypt with Password, and we're going to type the password below. And then what we want to do is click Protect Workbook again so that we can mark it as final. We'll click OK. OK. Task 5 wants us to share the workbook so that the change history is saved for 90 days and then it's updated automatically every 10 minutes. What we want to do is go to the Review tab here at the top. In the Changes group, we're going to go ahead and click Share Workbook. We'll click Advanced. We'll change this 30 here to 90. And then in the Update Changes, we're going to change that. We'll select that radial button and then change that from 15 to 10. And we'll click OK. Task 6 wants us to go ahead and display all the changes that have ever been made by anyone in this document. So what we want to do is go to the Review tab here at the top. We're in the Changes group. We'll click the Track Changes drop-down and click Highlight Changes here. What you want to do is actually uncheck When, and notice it changes it to All. And we want to uncheck the Highlight, Don't Highlight, and it wants us to list this on a new sheet. So we'll click that box. So we uncheck this one and we check this one. We'll click OK. Task 7 wants us to configure Excel to enable background checking and display the detected formula errors in red. So what we want to do is go to the File tab here at the top, and Configure usually means Options. And then what we want to do is click Formulas here. In the Error Checking group, we want to check this box, Enable Background Error Checking, and then we want to change this from green to red. If you're not sure, hover and click OK. Task 8 wants us to set up a few watches on the Family Budget worksheet. So what we want to do is go to the Formulas tab here at the top, and in the Formula Auditing, we want to click Watch Window. And then what we want to do is put our cursor here in the total for the housing, the difference right here, and click this button right here, Add Watch. We'll click Add. The next thing we want to do is, in addition to housing, we want to do it for the other tables, transportation, loans, and entertainment. Task 9 wants us to show all the formulas in this worksheet. So we want to go to the Formulas tab here at the top, and then in the Formula Auditing group, we just want to click Show Formulas. Task 10 wants us to enable the iteration calculation formula options. So in order to do this, we want to go to the File tab here at the top. We're going to click Options, Formulas. In the calculation options, we're going to check this box right here. And then what we want to do is make these changes from 100 to 25 and then to 0.005. We'll go ahead and click OK. Task 11 wants us to go ahead and put a COUNTIFs formula in F6 on the employee records worksheet. So we'll go to that tab, and then we'll go to F6, and then we'll go ahead and insert our function. Type in COUNTIFs, click Go. Make sure you select the one with the S at the end. The first thing that we need to do is look for the criteria employee. So what we want to do is put our cursor here. We're in this, our cursor's here in the criteria range 1, and what you want to do is just select this range, B7 to B39, and what you want to tell Excel to look for is employee. That's the first criteria. The second range is going to be our offices here. So we'll go from D7 to D39, and our second criteria is Utah. We'll go ahead and click OK. And came back with a result of 4. Task 12 wants us to go ahead and use the average ifs function in G7. So we'll go ahead and put our cursor there in G7. And what we want to do is click Insert Function. We'll type in average ifs. Make sure you select the one with the S here. And our average range is actually going to be the unit price. So we'll go ahead and select that range. And then it's going to ask for our criteria. The first criteria is item SKUs that are greater than. So we'll select the item SKU range. And then our greater than 30,000. And then what we want to do is we're looking for quantities that do not include 0 as well. That's our second criteria. So our criteria range 2 is just going to be C5 to C24. And then in the criteria, we're going to do the these two brackets here, the greater than and less than, like that, and then click 0. And then we're going to go ahead and click OK. Task 13 wants us to insert the SUMIFS function in F7. So we're going to go ahead and put our cursor here in F7. We're going to click Insert Function over here. We'll type in SUMIFS. Make sure you select the function with the S at the end for SUMIFS. And then our sum range is going to be the quantity total here. So we'll put our cursor here in C5 and select all the way to C24. And then our first criteria is we're looking for SKU numbers in the 10,000 range. So we'll select B5 and select all the way down to B24. And our first criteria is going to be greater than 10,000. And then what we're going to do is select that same SKU range, B5 to B24, and this time we're going to do less than 20,000. And that'll give us that range of the 10,000s. We'll click OK. Task 14 wants us to go to the Employee Records tab, and in F7, it wants us to go ahead and insert the COUNTIF function. So with that cell selected, we'll click the Insert Function. We'll type in COUNTIF. We'll click OK. And our range is going to be D7 to D39. And our criteria is going to be main. We'll click OK. Task 15 wants us to create a brand new worksheet. And what we're going to use is the Consolidate feature in Excel off of the Office Records worksheet. So let's go ahead and click this plus button here. And then we'll double click this sheet 1 and type in Office Expenses. Make sure you capitalize the E. We'll hit enter to set our text in that tab. And then in A1, we're actually going to go ahead and type in expenses as well. We'll click enter to put our cursor in A2. From here, what we want to do is go to the data tab here at the top. And in the data tools, we're going to go ahead and click consolidate. Make sure up here at the top, the function is sum. And then what we'll do is we have our cursor here in reference. And what we want to do is go to the Office Records. And notice it's already populating information. Our range, our first range is going to be A10 to B23 down here. Once you've selected that range, we'll click Add. What you want to do is then go ahead and select the rest of the ranges here. When you're done adding all of that, you want to make sure that you use labels, left column here checked, and then we'll click OK. Those hashtag symbols just mean there's not enough room in here, so we'll move that out so you can see the numbers.